If you're a side sleeper with sciatica, you know that special kind of frustration, right? You do everything right all day, and the second you lie down to rest, the pain just flares up. It honestly feels like your own bed is betraying you.
I mean, doesn't this quote just nail it? That feeling of it being sneaky cruel is so real. Your bed is supposed to be your sanctuary, your safe space. But with sciatica, it can turn into this source of anxiety and pain. Well, we are going to change that.
So what if I told you the answer isn't some crazy expensive mattress or a complicated gadget? What if the best fix is something you can try tonight with stuff you already have in less than 5 minutes? Because that is exactly what we're going to break down.
And we are not going to make you wait for it. Let's get right to the most powerful, high-impact changes you can make, the ones that can give you immediate relief. This is your 60-second answer. Here it is, your quick win trio. First, pop a pillow between your knees. Second, make sure you stack your hips one directly on top of the other. And third, add just a little bit of gentle support in that gap at your waist. You know, these 3 things, they're the keystone of getting your alignment right at night. And for a lot of people, this is enough to seriously quiet down that nagging nerve pain.
So why does this even happen? I mean, how can you be in more pain when you're lying perfectly still than when you're up and moving around all day? Well, it all comes down to the science of the twist. Okay, this concept is the absolute key to understanding everything. It's called the low-grade twist. It's not some big, dramatic, bad movement. No, it's a small, almost unnoticeable pelvic rotation that you hold for 6, 7, 8 hours while you sleep. That sustained, quiet pressure is exactly what irritates the sciatic nerve and leads to that horrible 2 a.m. wake-up call. So understanding that twist is what unlocks the solution. Now that we know the why, we can build the how. And these next few fixes, they aren't just random tips. They all work together as a system, your foundation for a much quieter night. All right, the first rule is absolutely non-negotiable. It's the knee pillow rule. And I love this analogy. Think of your knees as your pelvic steering wheels. When that top knee drops down and forward, it turns the wheel, right? It twists your pelvis and your lower back. A simple pillow is all it takes to put the brakes on that. This isn't about comfort or luxury. It's about pure mechanical control.
And just how powerful is this one little change? Well, get this. People have reported a 50% drop in how often they wake up from pain within the first week of just using a knee pillow correctly. That is a massive return on such a small investment. Now, the next piece of this system is what's called hip stacking. This is a tiny micro adjustment that makes that knee pillow work 10 times better. So once you're on your side, gently roll your top hip just a little bit backward until you feel your hip bones are lined up vertically, just like you're stacking 2 dinner plates, one right on top of the other. This little move prevents that slow gravitational drift that causes the low-grade twist in the first place. And finally, let's talk about neutral lumbar support. You know that little gap between your waist and the mattress when you lie on your side? Well, letting your spine just sag into that gap all night is a recipe for stiffness and pain. And the fix? It's ridiculously simple. Just take a small folded towel and gently fill that space. The key word here is gentle. You're just looking for support, not to create a whole new pressure point.
Okay, so once you've got that core system down, the pillow, the stacking, the support, you can start to fine-tune your setup. Think of these as the advanced adjustments that let you customize everything for your own body and your specific kind of pain. Here is a detail that gets overlooked all the time, but can make a huge difference: your feet and ankles. You know how your top foot might hook behind your bottom leg? Well, that can actually pull on your hip and undo all the good work you just did. The goal is to keep your ankles loosely stacked and let your feet just rest in a neutral position. And hey, if you find your foot likes to wander off during the night, a small pillow between your calves can solve that.
Now, sciatica doesn't feel the same for everybody, so it really helps to figure out your pain flavor. If your pain is sharp, kind of electric, you want to prioritize keeping your spine perfectly neutral and maybe try some cold therapy before bed. But if it's more of a deep, muscular ache, put some extra focus on that hip stacking and maybe try some gentle heat to relax those muscles.
And remember, the best fix for the night sometimes starts before you even get into bed. A quick 5-minute decompression routine can really help calm that nerve down after a long day. We're not talking about a full workout here, just a minute of gentle walking, some super light stretches, and some focused breathing to tell your nervous system, okay, it's time to chill out.
I really love this quote because it puts heat and cold in their proper place.
They aren't the cure, they're a bridge. Use a cold pack or a heating pad for 20 minutes, max, to ease the pain just enough so you can get into that good supported position. But please, don't fall asleep with it on. That can actually make things more sensitive later.
Okay, let's pause for a second for a really important safety check. Look, these at-home fixes are fantastic for most of the common sciatic pain issues, but it is absolutely critical to know when it's time to stop experimenting and go see a professional.
Please take a very close look at this slide. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, any new or worsening weakness in your leg or foot, any loss of bowel or bladder control, numbness in your groin or what's called the saddle area, or pain that is just severe and constant no matter what position you're in, these are red flags. This is when you seek urgent medical care. Now, on a lighter note, when you do try a new setup, you have to be patient. Your body needs a little time to adapt. Don't just give up after one night. I want you to follow this 3-night rule. Night 1 is just about the initial feeling. Night 2, your body's adjusting. It's really on night 3 that you can start to assess if there's been a real, meaningful change for the better.
So let's put this all together. Here is your clear, actionable plan. Your 7-move night setup. You've got the knee pillow rule, the hip stacking, and the lumbar fill as your non-negotiable foundation. Then you fine-tune it. Pick the calmer side to sleep on, keep your ankles neutral, do that 5-minute decompression routine, and use temperature as a tool. This is your nightly checklist.
And here's the most empowering part of all this. This is not some huge, time-consuming project. In just 15 minutes, you can put this entire system into practice. This is all about building a repeatable routine that takes the guesswork and that midnight panic out of getting a good night's sleep. So let's end with this thought. Your bed isn't the villain here. The problem is often that silent, low-grade twist that builds up over hours and hours. But now you have a complete toolkit to fix it, starting tonight. So the only real question left is, what silent twist are you going to fix?